won't cave under pressure. I go on for days. Make you believe me. You better pray. Born bred overcomer. I can't be contained. When it's all or nothing, make no mistake.
Another edition of the Thursday Show here on the Sit Rep Podcast.
Oh no, we have no head.
I'm one of your hosts, Marty. Behind the camera, adjusting that so I'm fully in shot.
Bum bum bum.
Is Bill.
Yep.
And here we are at Casa del Bill in the garage / workspace for our 13 days to 13 hours table bill.
Look, it's a table.
That's right. Big Jim Morrissey's in it. He's been working on the transit game, him and Gaz have been play testing it. Looks like they got it pretty well worked out. Pretty hyped about that. Not gonna lie. Looks good. Gaz, you're not gonna murder us on the way there. Sorry, buddy.
So do you want to make the sad announcement?
No, it's not my fault. I'm not doing it.
I think I broke my foot. Or at least my pinky toe.
Well, that would serve you right.
I broke my pinky toe. So, guys,
Let me put this on.
all good plans sometimes don't go as planned. And the good plan that we had to do this on the anniversary of the event, unfortunately, not going to happen. We're going to have to push out a week to the 19th. It is my fault. No, not really. It's Don's fault. Really.
I didn't marry her, so it's your fault.
All right. Well, it's Don's fault because he's going down for a meeting in Key West.
Key West, if you didn't catch it.
So we'll be in Key West.
Of the Florida Keys. Key West.
September 11th and 12th-ish.
Yeah.
So she's got to go down for a meeting, and of course I tag along because that's what I do. So we have to push this all back 1 week. But yeah, I want to assure you, it's not because this isn't going to be ready. Because tonight, it'll be pretty much done other than a little tweaking, I would say.
Yeah, if you take a look around the table, you can see our residence is here. You can't really see it behind, so I'll pick it up. Maybe let me put this down. I made a little swimming pool to go with it. Very proud. Pro tip, if you're using Mod Podge gloss as a water effect, don't try to cook it in your toaster oven because 180 degrees for 2 minutes is too long. However, I now have discovered a great way to make a lava effect, so I'll pump to try that.
You know, I did have Woodland Scenic's water. You know.
It was at my house. I was on a roll. I couldn't stop myself.
All right then.
And I would not have discovered this crazy new way to make lava effect.
There you go.
You know, so the pool does not have a glassy, smooth finish like what I was originally hoping for. It doesn't look all jacked up though, so you know, I'll take it.
Yeah.
First effort for me, by the way, trying that type of thing. So I'm not too butthurt about it. We also have this is actually the other part of the Sarissa kit. Now with the ambassador's residence, you could, as the kid says, use that as a second story. We are not going to, because the ambassador's residence was a single story. We're going to use that as one of our standalone buildings over here. You can also see that, well, maybe you can see, but we have all of our vines.
Yeah, I'll see if I can zoom in for the folks.
The vines were another project of mine. It's the first time I've made them. I saw some tutorial late at night, and you know, to the guy that had the tutorial, please forgive me because I can't remember for the life of me where I found it. But to make the vines, it's glue and twine. You just take a little bit of glue on your fingers, roll up the twine a little bit, split it in half, roll it up a little more, you got your branches, bam, and then I flocked it. And I think it looks great. I'm really pleased with how those turned out. As you can see, they're not based yet because I did these over at my house, and Bill has the basing material over here. So it seemed to make a lot more sense if we wanted it to match the table to not base them until I brought them over here. So that will be something that happens here in the not too distant future. One of the other things that are we gonna use this guy?
Yeah, I think we are.
It's pretty cool looking. So this is the front gate that comes with the Sarissa Precision Ambassador's residence kit. Now there's a little guard shack, a bunch of curved walls, and other stuff that comes with it that don't fit our scenario, so we're not using those. But the gate's pretty cool, so we're going to use that one.
Yep. Do you want to give everybody kind of a tour or the layout of what they're looking at here, if they're not familiar with the compound? Now remember, guys, this is our interpretation. We're not doing this to scale. We're not doing it to the exact layout. We took images from satellite photos, Google Earth. We looked at the general layout and then decided how can it be made to be a playable table. So it is pretty good representation.
I mean, we would need about a 12-foot long table to get the scale right, and this is a 4x6.
Yep.
So there are some things that are condensed here, but we represent everything that was there at the time. So walls on 3 sides, as you can see. The walls we talked about previously, it's just cork and emulsion paint, blue water and paint. Really simple and quick to make. The trick of that is just have a really sharp knife, or else you'll tear the cork, you'll drag through it, rip it up.
Right.
Now, if you're going for that look, because maybe you're going for more rustic or kind of rubbly look, have at it. But we were going for something a little cleaner than that. So sharp knife. There's a roadway around 3 sides of it. On the side that I'm standing on, we have this organic project, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So on the west side here, it is a neighboring compound. We elected not to put the wall up over here. We could have, but we want, to be honest, we want the table space. There's no point in putting the road over here.
It just made playability easier too.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen over here. I say that now, and as we'll I don't know.
Yeah, in the transit game, he'll screw everything up.
Yeah, he'll land a blimp in there or something. I don't know. But for now, that was our thought process on why we did that. So this will be the main front roadway. The gate will go in here. You've got the main drive that goes front to back all the way to the rear gate. We're going to have to build a rear gate, so we'll do that. But that's what all the gray is here. It's a gravel road, essentially. You've got the main residence. We're going to have to do some blocking and stuff around that. As you can see, the board's still pretty bare around it because we wanted to get the residence done and the pool set and all that, so we knew where we were going with stuff. So we'll get that done. In front of that is going to be an orchard space. So we've got the trees for it. We haven't put them in place yet, but we do have the trees for it. So we've got the base coat of our earth down, ready to accept trees. Then in the backyard, we've got a vineyard. You heard me talking about the vines. Now, the ground is already flocked up. We just need to flock the bases of the vines to match the ground cover. And there's a small personnel path between the residence and the vineyard that leads to a personnel gate. So we need to build that doorway still, so we'll put a little door in there. That leads out onto the exterior roadway that's on the east side of the compound. The section up here in the northwest or northeast quadrant is going to be all orchard again.
Yep.
So more trees, lots more trees. And then the green space that you see here, which by the way was my first time ever using a static grass applicator. Not that I did all of this, it's a combination. But I got a chance to work on this a little bit, so that was fun. Static grass is cool.
I'll zoom in a little bit for you so people can get a kind of a sense of it.
But this is just a green space that they use as a soccer pitch. So they didn't have any goals or anything up there. It was just a big green space. There wasn't lines on or anything. It's where the guard force went out and had their funsies. You see we put a clump foliage hedge in along another personnel path over here. Now there was no gate associated with this one. It just dead ended into a wall. So nothing that would need to be done there. It's not really an access point, if you will.
It's just basically we used it as a divider between the orchard and the soccer field. So it just didn't run in together. We wanted to create some, what do you call it when you break up stuff?
Division.
Yeah, we'll go with division. It's not the word I was looking for, but it'll work. So
Evan has joined us. Evan? Big Jim says, so in general, and just checking, we have a main gate to the north, a back gate to the south, and a personnel gate to the east. Sure. Which way in your map is the main gate? Because we're following your directions. There's 2 gates and a side gate.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
180 degrees on.
No, I thought the main gate was is it to the south or to the north? I don't have the paper in front of me, so Jim.
I thought it was to the south. I may be 180 degrees out on that.
Yeah.
But
Anywho.
that is going to be the front gate. That's going to be the back gate. That's going to be the personnel gate.
Right.
So all those things will be present for gameplay.
President accounting for.
And we will be able to use all of those gates as access points. You may have to breach them or something, with, depending on how it's set up. They may already be open. We haven't set the conditions for the start yet because that kind of comes with the transit game. So
North. Main gate's north.
all right. So north, east, south, west.
Yeah. So just everything Marty said about directions, just turn it around.
Yeah.
But that's all good. What Marty said is perfect. It matches the compound in the transit game. Cool. All right.
Good deal.
All right.
It's like anything in the military. We may not be right, but we're uniform.
So let's talk about some of the basic construction we did on this. So as you already explained, the walls. This is essentially cordboard. I got an extra piece here.
I got an extra piece here. It's still glued to the freaking thing.
I don't have another one. I do have one. I'm kidding.
There's a hammer right there. Loosen it up. Oh, sure. Take a loose one.
All right. So we just cut this out of sheets of cork, and then made a base. And this is how many millimeters?
50 millimeters low. The wall itself is 50 millimeters plus a 5 thickness, so that's probably 55 total height.
So with the walls that came in that Sarissa kit are really nice, but we need a ton of them because they only came with a very small section. And honestly, they were too fancy from what we were able to determine video-wise.
So I did build them and I primed them.
Yeah.
So, but you can see how these are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would need another 12 feet of them.
Yeah.
And that was
So we did the
a long road to hoe for.
so the stiffening of the cork is PVA glue mixed in with I use gesso. So I have a big can of gesso. So that's what I use, and then I mixed in some just regular house paint to get this color. And depending on how much you put on it, I don't know, it's hard to see, but this was only one coat, and you can see how it really soaked in, but it gives you that, not terracotta, but it's not adobe, but it baked earth look, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's aged. So we went with 2 to 3 coats because it really absorbed it, and we wanted it to look more solid. But we're still going to weather this a little bit, but very simple to do. Like Marty said, you need a sharp knife. So that was the walls.
And we had a conversation, I think internally or maybe on a show. Jim and I were talking about, stuff about cork, and he had a concern about, hey, is that stuff flimsy? Well, before you do anything to it, yes, it certainly is.
Yeah.
But once you get that emulsion in here and you put a couple coats on here,
Yeah.
this stuff is rock
So
solid.
that's the sheet, and then that's that.
This
So
thing is, it's stout. I mean, these things, they're not going anywhere.
So then we decided how were we going to do the terrain, the ground itself. It's a little tacky, but it's mostly good. So what we did on the vineyard, this large orchard, and the soccer grassy area is I did sculptum mold, and you saw that on the show to give it break up the flatness. Granted, Livia's pretty flat in some areas, but still it's not perfectly flat. So we wanted to put in a little bit of broken terrain, if you will. Once that was done, we did the static grass on this, and man, that stuff looks really good. So we did a blend of different colors of static grass on this, and basically what we did is just put down PVA glue and then static into it. And then that section over there, we just static in some glue. There's no sculpting mold there. The earth tone over here is actually fine foliage from Woodland Scenics. So it's really ground up stuff. This I cheated on. This color here in that orchard there to simulate a sandy soil, I went another route, and I went an expedient route. And believe it or not, it's Rust-Oleum stone spray paint, and it looks really good as a base. You know, it's got some nice texture. You got a little bit of different colors in there. You know, so it simulates some sand. I did do a couple squirts on this one and on both of the darker color, just to give a little shadow and stuff. Now, when we plant the trees, when we place the trees, then we're going to take some of the broken foliage, and we've got all this different foliage and static, you know, all kinds of clump foliage. We got bushes. We're going to really do it up so it'll look really good and break up, and it won't look so simple. So that's kind of where we're at, right? Really. It is a little bit sticky. This is the dirt road down here, and I was trying different ways to simulate a dirt, dusty, because it's not vehicle traffic, right? It was more of a pedestrian for the most part.
You can get a vehicle down it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't look like it was really used for that purpose a whole lot.
Yeah.
It was certainly no main thoroughfare.
Right. So I did a spray of 3M's Happy, they call it Super 77. It's a spray adhesive. I did a whole big line of the fine foliage, let that dry, then I kind of vacuumed out and run it around, and I did another, and it gives you this clumpy, dirty look. We'll clean it up a little bit, but I mean, you get these clumps, you know, when you play with it too much, it's not really down there, so we have to spray it finally. We'll do a sealer on it when we're all done, but, you know, what we have to do is we're going to static grass this tonight.
Yep.
And then we're going to start doing the foliage, plant the trees.
We need to base the vines.
Yep, that's pretty much, and then, you know, just tidy up your here and there, and
We can figure out
I think we're going to 3D print some kind of little fountain for that.
a little something there.
Yeah. So, I did the gravel tonight on this area. It's mostly dry. It's getting there. I sprayed it down with a mix of PVA glue in the spray bottle, but I unfortunately got a bunch of static grass in there. It's PVA glue, denatured alcohol, and water. The denatured alcohol makes things flow better and helps evaporate a little bit better. So we'll have to probably use another batch to spray everything down so it holds better, but I think it's looking really good.
Yes.
Gerald.
Hi.
Hi.
Come say hi to the show.
Hi to the show, Kristen Pamela.
No, Fat Boy didn't come.
He got a new phone and it's smarter than he is. My favorite.
So anyways, all right, so let's catch up on some, let's see, main gate's definitely north. What Marty said is perfect. Don't let Marty know that. Let's talk, Marty, more work, and that's from Chris. Long. Awesome.
I was talking smack about you before the show. So I made some of your roads, buddy, and they turned out great. Where's my river tutorial? You gotta make me smart. I went and bought all the stuff. I'm ready. Teach me.
All right, let's get to work, shall we? What do we want to do first? Do we want a static grass?
We want a static grass that.
Okay.
Do we want to leave the outline of the house, or we just want to pull that up, static grass, and then set it on there?
No, I'll lay the glue. I have it marked out, so I know how it's going to go.
All right. Well, we'll need to mark around the pool because it's not we didn't have a shape for that.
That's true. That is true. And we got lots of palm trees.
Yeah.
So,
Bill's been busy.
yeah.
Burning up the interwebs, ordering stuff.
I love Amazon. I was looking for my marker.
I got stuff too.
We'll just approximate.
Sort of good stuff.
Oh, well. Oh, it's right here, Kenny.
I was talking to myself.
Oh yeah, there you go. All right, let's use that one.
All right.
Look. Cool. House. I'm gonna grab grab one of those little handheld vacuums right here. I know we just gotta shake one side down a little bit.
Super cool guy Nate back there.
Right.
So something I noticed watching tutorials, apparently over in the UK, anything that is a vacuum-like device, they just call it Hoover.
Yep.
I picked that up.
Yep. It's called a Hoover.
You know, because they're like, yeah, I hoovered this, and
Yep.
when you're done, hoover up the excess, whatever, right? Okay. Kind of like saying, Kleenex or Xerox or whatever.
Right. That do. Okay. Yeah. Because I always enjoy working with flammable materials. Fuel, denatured alcohol.
Should I go get a paper bag?
So I'm assuming over in the UK, the health and safety people are probably screaming right now.
Well, looking at the live chat, I don't see anyone from OSHA walk in, so I think we're probably
Yeah.
okay.
All right, so denatured alcohol.
Now it's safe. We neutralized it with PDA.
Elmer's Blue, it's edible. It's got to be safe, right?
Yeah. And they sell it in the marine size bottles, I see.
Right? Oh, the marine side. Ouch.
Well, you gotta wash down the crayons with something.
Go ahead, a little water into this. This is gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
I'm making napalm.
Yeah, okay. Now we're in trouble.
All right. Now we're rocking and rolling.
So it's passes for a brush.
I got that little one. Just give me a quick towel. I never got brushes. I don't know why I didn't get brushes. Look at me. Sure. So, I'm applicating the adhesive. In this case, mixture of denatured alcohol, camp stove fuel, PDA, and water. Where? Is it gravel or the grass?
I was going with the
Is that got
grass
grass?
and applicator.
Applicators in the blue moon box. Once in a blue moon, man.
Alright.
Once in a blue moon.
While we were doing this, I'm going to center that up a little bit so we see it.
All right.
That way all the peeps can see what's going on there.
I'm gonna put this under here. Okay, glue's down. We gotta do this sort of quickly so we don't let that stuff dry. The plug's right. We're gonna need that other extension cord, I think. Oh.
You can plug in right there.
Alright. Oh, I get four. We've got a Woodland Scenics static grass gun with a little handy dandy little tool, and we need some static grass. There should be a bag of it sitting right there. I reclaimed right in that pile. Yeah. Just grab any you got. Yep, that's it.
Start. Is that all? Oh my God.
There's more. All right, so we're at 400 trees on top of it. Well, we need trees. So I'm just adding some different colors, and we'll be staticking away. Now the bet is, do I electrocute myself tonight? We can do it last time. This is good.
It's a little,
No, I think for the house, it's very manicured-y. Manicured-y, is that a word?
Sure, I'll go with it.
Okay. All right. Go, 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 go. Okay, okay. Okay. Not looking. There we go.
Disconnection there?
Yeah. Okay. Das ist gut. Like, you feel the static.
Now, like I was saying before, when we did the soccer pitch, that's the first time I can't be the only time, apparently, that I've ever used a static grass applicator, and yeah, that thing's pretty cool. I really want one. I have no reason to have one. You know, it's not like I'm building tables like this at the house.
No.
Right. Be too thrilled if I.
Yeah, we went to that grass already.
Yeah, it goes quick.
I need more grass. There's a bag of it right over here.
For that.
Okay.
Is it in the box here?
Yeah. Be right up top.
That. Little full range bag.
I got a bag of grass, man.
Well, it's legal now, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's legal now. So, officer, your drug test came back. Shows that you have THC in your urine. Well, it's legal now. Not for cops.
Not about that part, yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Turns out the po-po can't smoke the dope. None of the devil's lettuce for you.
No Indian oregano. All right. Uno más.
So while you're doing that,
Yes, sir.
I can start basing up.
Yes, sir.
These
I'm
guys.
going to be basing.
Um,
All about the base.
you think just the earth block, or should I put something else down first?
No, just do the earth block. Just blue earth block. Stupid word.
Once again, my friends at Woodland Scenics, turf, fine, earth color, one each. So,
What is the MSN number?
57.7 inches cubed. T13 Or two.
Jim would get that one.
EIO.
Jim would understand what an NSN is.
Oh, yeah.
Two. Under the table.
And a little brush go.
Wooden box there.
I don't know.
Something I don't like about this thing is cords drag too easy.
Oh, here it is.
Some motor in there. You want a little box to put those in, and then you can just put some glue down on, and then just dump the oilage in there? Sure. So then you can recover whatever and make it easy and less nuts. Sure. Here's the box right there.
And that, no, and that's got the rest of the service done on it. But okay, no problem. Pull that stuff out.
No, that shouldn't be tacky. It's loose though, but we're not secure up down. So.
I just want to make sure if I set this on, I wasn't going to put a big boulder on it. Catch it. All right, even though this is sitting on your recycle bin, this is not recyclable. It's all good shit stuff, so.
Wow, grass moves fast.
No,
Trash, man. Moves fast.
that's how it be going.
Alright, I'm gonna take this, what's left in here. And this one's. Take this. That glitches. That's all. Not good. Alright.
Working time do I have with this stuff?
Not long, especially, well, it's a little humid, so probably a little longer than you think you do. You know?
5 minutes?
If that. Yeah, you should have 5 minutes. I mean, this stuff's still tacky.
Load all these up. Basically, clean them up shut.
That. We'll do something with this. I'm gonna catch up on comments while you're doing that.
All right. Let's see. Awesome idea reinforcing the cork. Hello, welcome back games. Table's definitely coming along quickly. NSN, what is that? National Supply Numbskull? NSN, what is that? National Supply? Hey, so everybody out there, welcome to the live stream for the General Show. Oh, while you're doing that, I have something to show off to everybody. Can I do a little show and tell?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, nobody gives a crap about me putting glue on. On bases, I'm like, oh, this is.
I'll be right back.
I have to go get the special package. Super entertaining. Let's watch him push a brush around on some cut up card. But it will be worth it in the end. I think these will look pretty cool once they're based up. Originally, we had, Bill was like, hey, let's just plant these in the ground. I'm like, no, let's not. Let's base them. So then we can use them in the future on something else because.
Why? This is supposed to be a permanent table. We should have this available to us at all times. Now it's not available.
It is
all the way from merry old England, from a little company called Warlord Games. I wonder what's in here. Ooh.
Warlord.
So, it's starting with,
Is it?
dun, dun, dun.
It is.
Let's see. Hey, I can't see. I think we changed the thing.
That's awesome.
You know what? We should make this easier so we can actually do it like the pros do. Boop. So you can see what you're doing. There you go. Righto. Okay, so Victory at Sea. This is the U.S. Navy fleet. It contains 8 Warlord resin model ships: the USS New Mexico, the USS Essex, the USS Houston, USS Chester, the USS Portland, 3 Clemson-class destroyers, 4 F-4U Corsair flights, ship carts, and damage sliders. Flights, huh? I wonder if that's going to be little airplanes. I'll open this in a minute, but there you go. That's the first one.
And lights. Is that like a fighter wing?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like a fighter wing. Then we got the Victory at Sea World of Warships Premium Rewards Code included. I don't play World of Warships. USS Idaho, 1 resin United States battleship. And they do put the years on those ships. So I know some people say, well, that ship wasn't this, that, yada, yada. They do put the years on it. But there is USS Idaho. But wait, there's more. More. I thought these were really cool looking. These packaging. It's a little ammo can.
Oh, yeah, good.
So it looks like a little ammo can. And it says, Warlord Games reinforcements, urgent, troops for the front. And this one is a Victory at Sea, a German Altmark tanker model. I'll have to look that one up. I don't know why we have a German tanker in the Pacific. Jim would be able to expound upon that more, but there you go.
Lend-lease program between the Germans and the Japanese.
Oh, okay. And then,
It's a thing. I just made it up.
oh, okay. Here's the second special edition. If we could have a moment in silence. This is the USS Arizona.
Oh, yes.
So we'll open up the USS Arizona here very shortly. Okay? Wait, there's more. All right. Take a deep. Hey, I got a discount code. Ooh, hang on.
Sheriff Group, go ahead and put that one out.
Discount code for £10 off your next purchase. Sweet.
How much is that in U.S. dollars?
15, roughly. And here it is, the Victory at Sea, Battle for the Pacific starter set. The U.S. and Japanese fleets clash in fast-paced naval war game. And it's not shrink wrap, so I gotta be very careful. I don't drop it, right? This starter set includes the 32-page Battle of the Pacific Rules Manual, a Battle of the Pacific Punch Board, 15 Warlord resin model ships, including USS Indianapolis, USS Northampton, USS Chicago.
Hey, now.
The Mogami, it's hard to read in this point. Kumano, the Furutaka, Kabuki class destroyers, 3 of those, Fletcher class destroyers, 6 Fletcher class. That's the American War Machine right there at play. Ship cards, 15. A blue 10-sided die set, 4 of those. A white 6-sided die set, 12 of those. A C mat times 2. It looks like a paper mat, so we definitely will upgrade that yet. But we'll have to make a table for that.
Oh, now we gotta make another table.
Damage sliders and a Warlord resin information leaflet. Shall we take a look? And Jim is correct. The Battle for the Pacific starter set, as discussed in Op Center episode 14. Correct. Oh, wait. Jim has a little bit of information about that German tanker. KMS Altmark was a German tanker boarded by the British at the very outset of the Norway campaign. It was used by Germans as a partial excuse for launching the invasion of Norway in April of 1940. Okay. Doesn't explain why it's in the Pacific Fleet, but hey,
That's what got us into this.
since the grass is dry, I will use the soccer field to unbox. So here we go. So inside you have your dices. Dice. We have
some counters of some kind, and then the ship cards. I think these are damage counters. And the ship cards. I'll take a look at the ship card. I want to get too much stuff out. I have a tendency of not putting it back properly and losing it. Portland class cruiser. So there's the front of it. There's the back of it. Got all your guns. So you got A turrets, B turrets. So it really breaks everything down. It's got some kind of measuring gauge here. I don't know if that's the ship movement down at the bottom of the card. It's very interesting. So I'm really anxious to read the rules on this. Let's see. Chris says, I have no idea, says Jim. Chris says, hello all, I have no sound. I'm on patrol late. Patrol table is looking good. Thank you. Marty, work hard.
I'm flocking as fast as I can, Chris.
Okay, so let's look to see what's in the bubble wrap. Interesting. This is USS. Is that Portland? It's really hard to read, guys. No, it's a Japanese ship. I can't remember. Urutaka? But this is one of the Japanese ships there. So it looks low profile in the water. You know, you have resin, most of it's water with the upper half of the hull. That's whatever the water line is. And then the superstructure. It looks like you have to put the guns on it. That'll be fun.
600 scale gun.
1800 scale.
1800.
Yeah. Dear God. So, yeah, you got all these little cruisers here, battleships. Interesting. Is this the guns here? Yes. And conning and antennas and really small stuff. Better put that back before I lose it.
So we can say that Warlord has good attention to detail.
This one is the destroyer ships in resin. These are going to need some cleaning. These look like they topped them off the spur, but didn't really clean them as well as the other ones. But these are destroyers. So, Becky packaged these. Thank you, Becky. So yeah, you got destroyers. They'll clean up nice. There's a lot of good detail. So, I don't like the faces the ships have. Because the question came up before, would I have a miniature of USS Arizona except as a display piece? Well, if you wanted Arizona as a sister ship, had a sister ship, USS Pennsylvania, sunk at Pearl Harbor. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So you got all your destroyers in here. They look good. You know, some people are, like Chris said, he's not very fond of the bases because it's more base than ship. But when you're playing at that scale,
You kind of need the base.
right? They look a little high to me, the bases, yes. And then here we have the USS Indianapolis, USS Northampton, and the USS Chicago.
I say we paint the USS Chicago not in traditional colors, but in Chicago flag colors.
Nice.
And we put a Johnny's Beef flag around.
Vienna Beef. A hot dog. How to redeem? Oh, that's the Warlord ships thing. Resin kit, thank you for purchasing. There's really some warping thinner, how to handle warping. Then you have the ships, the CMAX, and I'm assuming the rule book's underneath. So we'll get a better look at it under better camera, but that's the starter set. Oh, that's in the other. No, that's not in. Is it in the other? Not even yet.
I was gonna say one of them said it had the little plates in it.
Right?
So
All right.
You gotta put the planes on something, right?
Planes on something. All right, let's put all that back in there so we can have some naval war action. That'd be cool. Okay, let's do this. This is the German Altmark tanker model.
Now get Norway invaded again.
Oil tanker. I think they're just using it as a general oil tanker. We'll have to read more into that, but let's look at the model. How's it going?
I'm all down a little bit. Some of these, you're right, it doesn't have one work. Some of these will definitely require a second.
All right, this one actually has metal pieces for the guns and little things for the tanker. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Like I said, we'll get better pictures, but that's the tanker. It'll be interesting to see how these paint up and play. I mean, how hard is it to paint? Battleship great. Box set is all heavy cruisers and destroyers, if I remember correctly. Yes, Jim. Okay, so that is the tanker. Now, the USS Arizona. Again, you have the ship card. Wow. There's some big ass guns on it. Yep. You know, the question is, and I know Jim's discovered, talked about this in some of his op centers and stuff. There she is. Look at that, she's pretty. That with all the superstructure parts on it, it'll come out. There's a whole bunch for the Arizona. You can definitely tell this is a display ship. There's white metal parts, and then that's the ship itself. If Pearl Harbor wasn't as successful as it was, would we have entered the war as we did? Would the battleships have made a huge difference in the war? So, because really, after Pearl Harbor, it was an aircraft carrier war more than anything. I would say, and then I know nothing. USS Idaho. Let's see how similar this looks to the Arizona as far as the model. It'll be interesting to see if it looks totally different or if it looks pretty much like the same hull and then just stamped it. USS Idaho on the base. Lots of metal parts. What the hell? There are some of the 17-inch guns or 16-inch guns that are almost S-shaped. Got it a bit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, this actually looks different than the Arizona. Was the Idaho a later ship? Yeah. Oh, Jim?
Yeah, this guy can shoot around the curvature of the earth, apparently. So, yeah, that pair of pliers can't fix, but.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they need a little work there. Either that or whoever's doing fire control better have some really good math. And be able to defy the laws of physics.
All right, so
round up into.
I kind of feel like we're cheating a little bit. I haven't seen any Japanese battleships. Only cruisers and destroyers. And of course, I got the Navy fleet here. Oh, the USS Essex. That's your aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you at?
I'm waiting for this.
Okay. All right.
They have their first coat of flock on them.
All right.
They will need a second.
The USS Idaho was earlier than the Arizona. Huh. Okay. Shall we start planting some trees? We're gonna need regular glue. Are we gonna use blue glue or do we want to use super glue?
You ever want to get them out of this again?
No.
That super glue is probably
Super glue it is.
easier, faster.
All right.
Kind of like when I made my little vineyard here. You know, they all got dipped in PVA and then set on there.
Yeah.
And then I gave a shot of super glue, tacked it in place, so that way it didn't have to.
Let's put these so they're flat so they'll hear better.
Sure, I'm right with this. I see you got something passes for flip up.
Yep.
And then box up, sure. So, Bill wants us to have lots of trees. So we do. We have a metric crap ton of trees.
Right.
Tons of oak trees.
so how should we do this? I like how we did some of the other stuff. Use PVA glue and then some super glue. Yep.
Put it in there.
Well, we'll just dot it and then use the super glue.
Like, why is there a sound sticking out of there? Oh, it's the chunk of the teeny screen.
A teeny one. Okay. Jump. Alright, so the next step is to do a glue. Good enough for me. Good enough government work. Alright, we got palm trees too.
I didn't know if we wanted to do like,
I think around the house and
yeah,
on the wall stuff, you know.
like use those as like plants and pieces.
Yeah.
I want you to.
Okay. Alright. Come on, man. Uber here. Guess I didn't need that much glue.
Alright, so did you spill paint outside or did a pterodactyl shit on your driveway?
Pterodactyl shit on the driveway.
Crap.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You might drill holes.
You think?
Yep.
Well, if we're gonna do that, then we probably don't wanna cut these
Nope.
down because it's got a nice little spiky bit on some of these that we're missing. Yeah. We're gonna be drilling. Jumper. Not like a sweater in the UK, but like a decent jump on the States.
Like an actual jump or
Got a jumper.
Jesus. No. It's like they didn't do anything, and all of a sudden it went. This is the non-funny one. Now these are going to be a little wider than probably would be in a normal, just because we want to be able to move miniatures through it. Schmettering.
What's this for exciting TV? Huh? Watch these two donkeys stand up straight.
Wish I had accelerator. If I can get them all out. You have some?
Dude,
I need to order some more. Spray it on the tree trunk and then, well, you know what, just spray it down and see if it'll hold any kind of mist.
standing like that at work. You know, it's really gonna be fun.
What's that?
All this work, we get everything set up.
And we all die in the transit game?
No, we roll in, we get the dude, we roll out in 2 turns.
Yeah, that would suck.
I don't think it's gonna happen that way, but it would be kind of funny. I know.
You want to catch up on any comments there? I'm gonna take that beverage.
All right. Too big? Too big?
Yeah, that one's, we'll save that for around the house.
That's enough to the side. Let's go see what's in the comment section.
Hey, you guys are donkeys. No. Let's see. Dear Lord, Jim's been on a roll here.
Really gotta get this garage cleaned up. So
All right.
actually get this stuff easier.
All right, so we back it up a little bit. Jim was saying that the box set is all heavy cruisers and destroyers, if he remembers, and that is correct. Again, USS Pennsylvania was raised, repaired, and modernized, and kicked serious ass at Surigao Strait, 25 October 1944. Notice how he's a savant with this stuff.
Right? Just, as long as you don't say idiots.
Well, no. Because, I mean, it's not like I can keep up with it. That's for sure. He definitely has a better depth and breadth of knowledge of this stuff. Chris says yes, said James. KMS Altmark is a famous event in British naval history, so probably why they included it, but could probably use it as a generic tanker or merchant ship. Yep, that's what we were thinking as well, Chris. Or James, sorry. USS Idaho was earlier. Oops, correction. Idaho was New Mexico class, actually immediately followed by Pennsylvania class, i.e. the Arizona. But different classes for sure, so they would look different. So the Pennsylvania class came first, Pennsylvania and Arizona, then the New Mexico class, which included the Idaho, then the Tennessee class. All are pretty similar. World War I era you find at Pearl Harbor. World War I era? World War II era?
Not a lot of batches for World War I era.
Ah, alrighty then. Then all 14-inch guns after the Tennessee class. You get to the Colorado class, also represented at Pearl Harbor, kicked up to 16-inch guns. Yeah, where they're launching a Volkswagen at people.
What was it, the USS New Jersey, the one-ton shell?
Jim's hobby is so much quieter, says Jen. Well, you know, if he was drilling on the computer, it'd probably get awkward. So, we're guessing that's for the best.
All right. Up the date there.
Honestly, we don't know what kind of orchard this is supposed to be.
I'm pretty sure they're not a mix of conifers and deciduous trees in the real one, but they're trees, and that's what we need. If we will, give it more of the local flavor with some palm trees and whatnot as well. Right. But the orchard was not palm trees.
Right.
So there.
So there. Up in here.
Centimeter.
No. That's a bush. One of those.
It's a tree. It's got
Oy vey.
I was gonna say it's got a stem. That's something that's small. It's got a trunk. Okay, small trees can go up too. Sort of two sizes of plants.
No. Gotta go with what you got. Alright. Tree worms.
Looks like one of my Christmas trees.
Fire. Trees on fire.
So that guy, I don't know if you can see that, but he's a little bare on the side. It's that emerald ash borer. That's what it is.
Cute. Alright. Squirrel that's seen better days.
So you think Chris is cruising around to work right now without sound on going, look at these idiots.
No, because he's Canadian. They're too nice.
No, it just means he'd say, look at these idiots, A. No, that's true.
Jen says it looks like G's watering the trees after she plants them. That's right. Well, yeah, we want them to be well taken care of. It's important to us, Jen.
Happy little trees. Got more bigger stuff. This is getting on the little side.
That big. So, yeah.
Now, once we get the trees up, then we're gonna do some ground blocking.
Yeah.
Ground blocking. We should play music while we're doing this. I have,
I'm with you. I'm down.
oh no, I have a thing for audio thing where we play all kinds of music. License free. Yeah.
No, I just mean playing music in your own hear some music. First, that might be,
Might be good.
might not hurt the ratings, so to speak.
This is so much fun.
This is what we get in the hobby. Glamour portion right here. That's right. Maggie.
Do a quick shout out to heaven for our brother, Mr. Bob Ross. You know he's an Air Force stuff?
Yes.
He learned paint in the Air Force.
Well, that seems part of the course still.
It is the Air Force. I mean, they have to have, summertime activities. At least they're not the British where they go to summer camp.
Adventure camp? I don't know if I'm pissed or if I'm jealous. I think a little of both, to be honest. You get to go to adventure camp.
You know what venture camp is in the U.S. Army?
Fort Polk? Yeah, I was going to say NCC.
Do you hear the British are planning on getting rid of their tanks now too?
All of them?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See what the Marines did? Freaking brain eaters.
Well, if you look at it objectively, and you consider what the Marines' mission truly is,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like getting back to basics deal there.
Yep.
So I'm not.
Maybe they started getting the Army's handing ones.
I know. Trucks are rolling around in the 60s. It's not that they want to get rid of them, they just can't get parts for them. Happens to the best.
The British invented team warfare.
Kind of.
Well, technically, Leonardo da Vinci invented it.
Well, yeah, but not team war.
Right.
But yes, he did have some pretty cool drawings.
Got more trees over there?
Palm tree. I thought we had another bag of trees laying around somewhere.
Oh, are there no more over here?
No, I pretty much, well, that's like 6 bags of trees, but I pulled out the larger ones. As you can see, the smaller ones are behind you.
Okay, well that's it for this one.
So this one might have to be all smaller trees.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Which we have plenty. I mean,
Well, we could say they're apricot trees or something. I don't know. Olive trees? Olive trees aren't that big.
Yeah.
All right, guys, there is orchard number 1.
we can make some Christmas lights off them. I mean, they hang them off their cars.
Right?
Why not?
All right, so let's catching up. Jim's hobby's much quieter. Looks like G's watering trees. Old Leo invented everything, including inventing things. He invented the helicopter too. Technically, Leonardo, huh? And the parachute. Technically, Leonardo da Vinci's vehicle had no turret, which makes it more of an assault gun or self-propelled howitzer. Just kidding. Just being a smartass. Well, Jim, I like it that you're a smartass because it's better than being a dumbass. We take smartasses over dumbasses any day.
Hey, Jim, do you know the difference between being a smartass and a dumbass? Smartass can sit on your ice cream cone and tell you what flavor it is. My kids love it when I whip out the dad jokes.
Moving right along. Orchard number 2. This one I can't go too deep on since there's no.
Salt them all there.
Yeah.
Oh, that did not good. That didn't sound good at all. Oh,
Where's my
oh.
wires? Yeah. Son of a biscuit! Snapped the drill bit.
Remember what you were saying about the drill bit earlier?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I've only had this drill bit for like 30 years. It's like a good long life.
Thank you for its service.
Yeah.
Now, wait to rest.
Son of a bitch.
Woo! Gas must be off Clinton or something. Or asleep. How dare he? How dare he?
We're record 1 over there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's probably late. Isn't it still in leave or was that last week? I mean, you've been off for 6 months for COVID, then you get leave on top of it? You know, the British Army, I tell you.
I don't even think it was leave. I think it was pass. I don't think you get charged for it. Definitely doing it the right way.
Alright, that's good enough. Good enough for government work. Are those all little trees we're gonna use?
Yeah, that.
Alright.
That's. I think that'll be enough.
Yeah, that should be fun. Alright, look at catching up on comments, guys. Let's see, 14 guns, names just being smart. Yep, okay. Alright. So quiet tonight, that's okay. That's okay. Well, what are you gonna do?
This is super entertaining, y'all, right? I don't know why they're not riveted to their screens.
Exactly. We'll have to watch the unlive version. I can just glue my fingers together.
Well, that's what super glue's for, isn't it? I mean, literally, isn't that how it was invented? Allegedly to replace sutures.
Yep. Please.
you know, I work in the ED. Funny story about super glue. I had somebody call the ED and I picked up the phone. They're like, I have a question for you. Okay. I kind of felt this was going to go to someone weird. And they go, my teeth keep falling out. I'm like, okay, if you go to a dentist, no, I can't afford a dentist. Okay. So why are you calling? Well, my teeth keep falling out and I keep putting them back in. Okay. These are your real teeth? Yeah, they're my real teeth. Okay.
I don't know how weird or morbid this is going to be, but it's going to be one or the other for sure.
And then he goes, how poisonous is super glue? Why? Well, I've been using super glue to glue my teeth back in. Here's the number to poison control. Why don't you give them a call and see what they say to do, and I would suggest you stop gluing your teeth and your head with super glue. And then if they say to come into the ED, come on in and we will take care of you.
After 11, I'm going to ship I'm not dealing with that crazy.
It's all kinds. You know, it's like,
That's much.
I don't mean to get political, but when people start talking stupid shit, it really pisses me off. And what I mean by stupid shit is our current president said something kind of off the wall about, you know, why can't we inject something like bleach to kill the COVID virus?
Well, no,
And
he
people
said,
actually took him seriously.
well, he said disinfectant.
Right.
Yeah. So as it turns out, there's all sorts of chemicals that are prescribed that are technically a disinfectant.
Right.
You know, not to defend the guy, because I guarantee you he was not using it in that context. But, you know,
But still, how stupid you gotta be to believe that?
Well, judging by the rate of people going to the ER for ingesting bleach shortly thereafter,
Yeah.
I mean, not that there were a ton of them, but the fact that anyone went tells you that not everybody's really trash.
Their light bulbs are not on. Hey, isn't some kind of conifer on the Libyan flag?
Is it a cedar?
Is it a cedar?
When I think of a Middle East conifer, that's what comes to mind.
So hey, we're paying homage to the Libyan flag. Is it still the Libyan flag? Now that there's really like no leadership and just warlords battling it out?
I don't pay attention to it anymore.
Since we kind of helped eliminate their power structure.
Well, they say, be the change you want to see. No.
Well, well, that's right. A couple more trees. Those are all the little ones. Those are all big ones.
Yeah, you may be able to take something out of that smaller bag.
Smaller bag.
Yeah, all the big trees are like that big. You probably have to dump that out. See if
I got these.
close to,
I'll make it work.
close to the right size.
Little trees. Look at tree. Where'd you come from? Okay. Alright. Alright. There we go. Orchard number 2 is complete. Alright, catching in. Gaz is busy licking his wounds after the result of the last transit play test. Word of warning though, it's getting good and stabby on that system. So I think we need to do another play test there, Marty. Well, I need to do another play test. You need to do a play test.
Okay. Good work.
Oh, you did it? You were off. Wasn't that when you were off with your bride and Lena?
No, that was, playtesting was when I was, teaching.
Playing
physical
guns?
therapy. Yeah.
After that.
I was making more responsibly armed Americans.
America. All right. Well, moving right along. Well, we got about 7 minutes left before the end of the show. Any final thoughts or things?
I will be flocking to the end of the show. But, no, we, made some good progress on the table. I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, it's looking legit now. I mean, obviously we still have,
And if you guys haven't noticed, that's a 28 millimeter figure right here. So it kind of gives you an idea of the scale of the table. I mean, and like I said, it's not a true per scale representation of the compound. It's our interpretation of the compound. It's probably the best way because, you know, honestly, we didn't really research what kind of trees they had and went out of our way to make sure we had the right kind of tree for the orchards. And we also probably made it a little wider than it needed to be, so you can get guys in between the trees and not knock stuff over and, you know, make it playable. And that's what's important, right? We break up line of sight. You know, we've got different elevations, we've got different types of foliage. So, you know, we've got the compound, so it should be a really good game, miniatures wise.
yeah. We do need to figure out how exactly we're going to do combat and such. Because using skirmishing rules, if we use them by the book, you know, we've got like 60 miniatures on the table just for the bad guys.
Yeah.
Every one of them gets a combat phase if we go straight by the book.
Right.
This game would take 9 hours. You know, so we'll probably have to work out something like only the troops that are designated as hostile, maybe, at that time, go into combat phase. Something like that. We'll have to work out, you know, how we're going to do movement for the rest of them. Yeah, as well as, you know, Sanguine's got the essentially character sheets, if you will, for each miniature, because that's the level it's meant to be played at, is really the individual soldier level.
Yep.
We can't, it's not efficient for us to do that with all the bad guys. So maybe like a generic leader card, a generic soldier.
It might
militia
actually
card,
have to
something
be
like that.
just those within a certain distance of other characters with line of sight would activate like combat phase.
Yeah, something, but
We would divide this into sectors. So we use a 6-sided dice, we divide it into 6 sectors, and we roll a dice. Anybody in that sector this turn moves. You know, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out. Jim, we need some advice on that one. And then Jim has said, final announcements. Op Center 15 goes out tomorrow. Carry Operation Pacific. Excellent. Also Sunday we'll be doing Australia versus the Taliban in Afghanistan 2006 in Valor and Victory live stream. You're doing that with what's his name from Australia?
good old what's his name?
You know, the bloke from down in Australia. I watch a lot of Sea Force or Sea Patrol, which is an Australian show from mid 2011 to 2015 or something like that. It was a pretty good show. It was about the Australian Navy. Pretty good show. But I didn't like the last 6 seasons, so we haven't really finished watching it because a lot of the main characters that we really liked moved on. You know, it's a Navy, you get transferred, right? But now you got some different people and it just, I don't know, mix just isn't there. So, but yeah. So guys, make sure you do that. And then we record this weekend, yes? No, next weekend.
No,
Because
this
our
weekend.
no. Remember, we're doing it live now before release. Because the show went out last weekend. It went out last weekend. Which means we don't record this weekend. We record next weekend because it'll go out right after we record it.
Well, no, 'cause we recorded it when I was teaching, which wasn't last weekend, so we could.
Right, but it went out last weekend, so to stay on the same schedule as the release, not the recording.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, gotcha, alright.
Dylan, thank you, James. That's right, Dylan. A great friend of the channel, he is. I'd like to see some more of his work. He does a lot of really good work. Guys, remember, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. We have the St. Valentine's Massacre Gaming Weekend. Also, we got prizes. Somebody messaged me and wondered if we've given away the North Hack battle set yet. We will announce the winners on the next podcast. We will. What are we giving away? Oh, yes, we still have to give away the 2 Spectre Rangers.
So there's, Spectre stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, they're rocking out their delivery.
Yeah, they really ramped up.
I hear people hooting and hollering all over the place about, yay, I got my stuff.
Yeah.
Or yay, I was able to place an order.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, make sure you check in Jim's stuff. I really like the Op Center. If you guys have not seen the Op Center, you have to watch it. It's really good, and I learned a lot. Sometimes I think it would have been cool to have Jim as like a history professor, but on the other hand, not so much, because I bet his tests and stuff would be hard.
Yeah, but think about it, in class you'd be playing Op Center.
You mean board gaming, Panzer Leader, as we talk about World War II and the Eastern Front and all that stuff. Or is it Panzer Leader Eastern or Panzer Blitz? I can't remember which one which. One of the Avalon Hill classic games. Now tables come together. The buildings look good. Marty did a good job. Where's the acrylic windows and stuff?
I can take it home, I'm ready. I literally have the stuff that I could put the windows in if you want them in. Don't think they can't be done.
Right?
I didn't do it, but it can be done.
And I still have these decorated little in Japan.
Fancy.
I think we'll put them around like the pool and stuff. These we'll put around the house. They're pretty fancy. And they've got some more of the stretchy foliage. This is what I use. It's kind of like, it's like purple hedge. And that's what I made this with. You just pull up chunks. Because we're going to line this here to separate it. We're going to put a gap here. You can see where I put some of this brownish yellow grass in, the stuff, to make it like look worn. And then we have, so I've got to do some more shrubs at, and hedges, if you will.
All around the interior of the walls as well.
Yeah. And then we've got some of this light green plump foliage. They call it bushes, but it's, again, woodland scene. It's just dense shredded. And we're going to spatter that around here. Excuse me. Goodness. And then we've got some coarse fur and a darker and medium green, and we're going to sprinkle that in to break up this. So this is an example. Where is that 3M stuff? I like the 3M stuff. It's contact adhesive, but you have to be kind of careful with it.
Is it contact adhesive?
Yeah, that's it. You can't go too deep with it because it won't stick. So, if I do that, I'm a big fan of woodland scenic stuff. It's a little pricey, but it is very good.
And stuff though.
I mean, coming from a background of model railroading, big into model. Funny story, when I was a kid, I was probably 7 or 8 at the time, we were at Fort Riley, Kansas, that's where my dad was stationed, and for Christmas, my brother and I got a train set. An HO scale train set. Well, like a Santa Fe, one of those typical Bachman trains you get for Christmas or whatever. Tyco, no, it's a Tyco train. Tyco, remember Tyco?
Yeah.
So, we got that for Christmas, and then all of a sudden, my dad took it over. And then became this model railroad project. And all we want to do is race the trains around on the track, you know?
Run over things.
And run over things, crash the trains, and, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, what a 7 and a 6-year-old kid would want to do, right? So, yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm on. So there you go, just like that. Helps break up the ground, gives it some dimension. Don't want it too thick, because, you know, and then we'll intermix with some other turf, but yeah. Just I like it that. That's good. Looks real good, actually. Sometimes I amaze myself. Like that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let that dry and see how that white that from the blue, how it dries. If it's gonna dry clear, if it'll dry white, and I have to do something with it. So I'm not gonna do the whole board yet, but I like how it breaks up the ground like that. So definitely we have a lot of, you know, foliage to help break up line of sight. We've got more trees to put up. We've got palm trees. We've got this stuff. You know, we're gonna make more hedges and things. So, guys, I think we're gonna call it at that. It's 8:34 here in the U.S. of A. You know, we try to keep the show to about an hour and a half because, you know, it gets late other places, and, you know, it's not most exciting to watch step by step how this is. So I think what we learned from our next project is we're going to do short snippets of videos on how to do a certain section. So, like, we'll concentrate on just this, right? And we'll do a half-hour show from start to finish. You know, we'll film it, edit it, and do that. You know, kind of like what Gaz does with his Bruin View stuff. You know, we kind of figured the magic number somewhere between 15 minutes and 30 minutes for a show. And then the live show on Thursdays, it's going to be more of us showing stuff off, you know, like unboxings and just talking about hobbies, maybe going through rules and doing quick play tests on mechanics and stuff. You know, we'll be in the studio doing that kind of stuff. So if you guys have ideas, let us know. Please like, subscribe, share, Discord channel. Jim's kind of the master of the Discord channel because I honestly have no idea
Yeah.
how to use the Discord
no,
channel.
yeah, I remember when that.
So,
Jim told me
and I
about
feel
it.
really stupid and old saying, I got my idea. Goes on and so on, I just don't know.
Yeah, no, Jim's got a ton of stuff going on in that Discord.
Yep. So,
By all means, check it out.
most definitely. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for Marty and I. This is the General Show. This is the Bengahzi Table. We are very close to being done. Again, as a quick reminder, unfortunately, due to some work obligations, we have to do a business trip down south the weekend that we were originally scheduled to do the table game. So we're pushing it back a week to the 19th. So I guess, Jim, we need to figure out when we're doing the transit game. Do we do the transit game on Saturday and do the table game on Sunday? That'd probably be the best thing, yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to talk about it. When the group gets together for the next recording, or we'll do a Teams meeting or Skype or something. We'll get the other command team together, and we will figure that out.
Yeah, we talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Come on. But, there's some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, so I hope you guys got some great ideas for hobby. You know, hopefully we showed you a few tricks and things that you might take away from this and use for yourself and improve. And, you know, that's what it's all about, sharing ideas. I mean, nothing we've done here is original. It's stuff we've learned, tried, experimented. Seriously, the flocking paint here is that Rust-Oleum stone stuff you put on, you know, plastic bases to make it look like a stone base. And it just looked like sand and dirt. So I figured, hey, what the heck, we'll try it, right? So,
That looks pretty good.
and it looks pretty good. So, you know,
If there's something that you saw here tonight you want to know more about.
yep.
Yeah.
Marty's definitely going to do a video on how to do the vines.
Yes, I had actually wanted to do it prior to this, but because I had
film doing it.
Yeah.
But I'll make up some more of these and we'll put it on a little video and show you the exact process. Once you see it, you'll be amazed at how simple it actually is to build.
Yep. So, again, thank you guys for joining us on the Genera Show, where anything goes. I hope you guys are excited about victory at sea. I know I am. I can't wait to get it painted up and playing. After watching Jen's last episode of the Op Center, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do some naval combat, and boom, here it is, just in time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to catch Jen's next episode on carrier ops, and I got a carrier there, the Essex, and I'm going to paint that baby up. So
I think as one of our next projects, the viewers have spoken, is going to be pirate related. Gaz has got some figures already, so I think we're going to start seeing some of those in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
So good stuff on the horizons, and then we use all of this stuff at our gaming weekend.
that's right.
The St. Valentine's Day Massacre, February, what is it,
19th to 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
We think it'd be cool to come play on this table, for instance. It'll be there.
That'll be there. We'll have a victory at sea table.
I'm thinking, I mean, we did say we were going to do World War II and or naval.
That's right.
That checks the boxes.
Ding. All right, guys. So I know we've said it once or twice. I appreciate y'all joining us tonight on the Genera Show. For Marty and myself, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.
All right. Stay safe, stay healthy, everybody.
And
Cool.
Won't cave under pressure. I go on for days.